Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I don't have a whole lot of progress on the shower. I got the walls sanded around the shower where I put the mud joint compound around the edges and stuff to get that all smoothed out and get that corner bead taken care of. I'll show you that in just a second. But what I wanted to talk about is lumber prices. So it looks like we're going to have a downhill slide of lumber prices soon. At least I'm hoping so. Definitely has got a lot of people rich, which I don't blame them for that. That's what they're in the business of doing. But it's definitely hurt a lot of people. Builders, homeowners, everyday Joe Blow, whoever out there trying to do projects and stuff like that. Looks like we had a bit of a slide the last few days, which is good. Today looked like a kind of a bumpy ride down and a bumpy ride back up a little bit. Looks like the 10th of May we were lumber futures was like $1,700 per thousand board feet. So that's a lot of money in lumber, and I think today we were ended right around $1,200 or a little over $1,200. Looked like it went down 5% in the morning, and then by the afternoon it went back up 5%, and then it took another dive down. That's good, But I guess at this point we're going to see if a dead cat can bounce or not, because I think this is still going to be a bumpy deal. I think at some point we're going to have a little bit of a rally. I kind of feel like it's not necessarily a mill issue at this point anymore, although the mills are still struggling to catch up, but they're starting to get there. What I'm thinking part of this is part of what's happening with the stock market. I mean, stock market has just been going down for a little bit. It's had its moments of coming back up, but I think it has a lot of interconnection to it. I'm not going to get into the stock market part of it. I'm just going to talk about that. Uh, at Lowe's the other day over Home Depot, you're $79, $80 for a sheet of plywood, and how in the world do you do projects? How in the world do you build houses? Talking to a lot of contractor friends of mine and stuff like that that I run into in there, they're like, hey, we're whatever it is, that's what we're paying for, and we're writing it in the contingencies in the contract that if prices go up, then this is what it's going to cost, and you're going to meet those costs, and yada yada yada. It's rough, like right around here. I mean, it's interconnected with housing. Where I live, we literally have 59 houses in the city that are under contract right now. Not under contract to be bought, but under contract to be on the market. And we have a total in the county, which we have one of the larger counties in the state of Idaho, at 89 or 90 houses right now. It has a lot of cause and effect. The prices drop. It seems like maybe we'll see some houses start opening up. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there. I don't know if I want to call them haters or whatever. They're on top of the retailers like Lowe's and Home Depot and Menards, and the bigger guys going, they're just gouging us. They're just gouging us. Having some aspect of the big box store retail stuff, they're paying whatever their suppliers are saying this is what it's going to cost. And a lot of people don't realize, but Lowe's and Home Depot and the big box stores, they don't really make a lot of money on wood. And a lot of people are going to watch this and go, that's bull crap. They don't make a lot of money on wood. If you go in there and you say, can you give me a deal on wood? Their bottom line is usually like 5%. And that's simply because they're not making profit on the wood themselves. I mean, okay, let me take that back. They're not making a gouging profit on wood in general. That's the reason why you go in there and they see bulk savings on something, and it may be just a few dollars difference. That's really all you're going to get. I mean, unless you're buying a whole house in one of these box stores, you're not getting huge savings because they're not making a lot of money. You know, probably, I don't know, 6 years ago, I had stopped and talked because I was picking up some brick, and one of the associates, I was loading in this thing. I'm like, boy, I wish this thing was cheaper. And he said, well, we lost money today. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You lost money? And he said, you know, anytime anybody buys more than 20 bricks at a time, we lose money because there's no profit. We don't make any money on the brick. He goes, our cost for what the store sees is not reflected in the price that we give the customer. Now, obviously, the cost that the store sees, or the cost that Lowe's corporate sells to each store, there's other factors that are built into it. But the store itself means that they're not making any profit from that cost at a certain number of sold. So, everybody has to keep that in mind. It's all relative. It's 100% relative to, you know, what it is that is being sold. You know, you can go one of the local lumber yards. Their pricing is strictly based off what a mill's going to charge them. Most of them buy direct from mill. Most of them don't. Some of them buy from a supplier that's a regional supplier or a district supplier. And whatever that supplier is being charged is what they're going to pay. You know, the days of these places buying direct from mills is really not existent until you get into certain segments of the country. So I think my thought is, and I really haven't looked into it, but you know, talking to a few guys that are doing it, contractors, some of them are buying straight direct from a mill and then driving, you know, 3, 4, 5 hours to the mill and then 3, 4, 5 hours back home with the packages that they need. So that might be the best way to go at this point with a lot of that stuff. I mean, that's my theory on it, and I'm sticking with it. But you know, as far as the lumber prices are concerned, it's relative to what's going on. It's relative to shortages. It's relative to packages not being able to be cut, mills not being able to run extended hours still in some places. Mills finally being open a few months ago to go back to what they were doing, you know, in Washington, Oregon. Some of them are still down in California. So what do you do at this point? You know, you just kind of, I mean, myself personally, I want to get some projects done. I'd like to, I would have liked to have started on my garage this year, but not with this kind of cost of lumber. So the only thing I can do is just kind of hope that it drops and that I can go, I can get into it when it's a little bit cheaper. And when I think what we have to remember too, you know, with like most stuff, once it goes up, it's really dang hard for it to go back down. So try to keep that in mind when you're going in there. I mean, if you think about it, whenever they've raised the price of Pepsi, it's never gone back down, even in a good economy. A candy bar, you know, I went to Walgreens the other day, which I don't know how many of you know what a Walgreens is, but you know, it's $2 for a candy bar that big. That's crazy. Luckily, they had it all on sale for 88 and 89 cents, and that was more relative for me when I was growing up. Like, oh, it's 50 cents, 65 cents. That's perfect. So it's all relative. What we have to remember and what we have to look at is when this thing subsides and kind of comes back, are the prices actually going to drop? Are the prices going to go back to what they were? That's what I would be looking at. I wouldn't be worried about what they are now. I'd be worried about what they are coming up. It's no different than the housing market everywhere. I mean, they're not going down anytime soon unless something happens nationally to the housing market. It's not coming back down. I mean, it may drop, but I don't think it's going to drop dramatically enough to make a big correction. I think we're going to be stuck with a lot of these prices unless something happens. I don't think anything local, I mean, something local to you may change that, but unless something big happens, I don't see these prices going down. I don't see a crash coming. I see a small blip and then back up and start moving up again, um, because we haven't learned anything from the last time. I mean, unfortunately, or fortunately, I haven't decided which. The last time was due to a lot of bad decisions and a lot of bad ethics on the part of banks, and I put it on people too. I mean, not you guys necessarily, but y'all went out and got these interest rates that were flopping around up and down and thought it was great at 2% or 3%, and then just said, hey, I don't care. I'm going to go buy the new car, the boat, the bike, and the new bed and mattress for the wife. So, and didn't take care of business. So it's a two-way street. Did they explain it? I don't know. I never had the situation. Even when I was in real estate at the time, I didn't have that situation come up. So, yeah. So that is my 25-cent worth of rant or rave or whatever you want to call it, on the subject of lumber prices and housing market. So let's go in and I'll just show you a quick blip of what I got going on. Alright, so it's a bit of a mess right now, as you can see. I've got all the dust sitting on the ground. I just got done sanding that side over there. But I've got all of this sanded down, done perfect the way I want it. I've got this side over here done from top to bottom. Really, the only thing that I was trying to do was just smooth that out. I've got a spot that I had to fix right there that's got brand new mud on it, so that'll be pretty much done. And I had to fix a little spot right here underneath the window trim and stuff. So that's it. That's all I've got with this. What I am actually waiting on right now is to pick a color. I need to get this place cleared out. As you can see, it is a sty. I have just been throwing it where I need to throw it to get it out of the way, until I can get moving on. So that's all I got, guys. I really appreciate you taking time. I didn't have a lot, so I just made this video on this topic. I thought it was pretty important. I know there's probably 100,000 videos out there with the same topic, but I kind of want to give my own 2 cents to that. I mean, I don't have a problem speaking about certain things that I think are important. I definitely, unless something big happens, you'll never hear me talk about anything politically on this channel. But that's for another day. Anyway, yeah, I've got to wait for that to dry to sand down, and the next step is to get everything cleaned up, pulled out, ready to go, and painted. I'm actually got to take the medicine cabinet out. I'm going to see if I can cut the hole in the wall. Let's just pray that that doesn't cause me more misery, and kind of go from there. So thanks for watching. I always appreciate when you guys take the time out of your day to do that. That means a lot to me. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, or before. I guess I should ask you to hit the like button before we get started in the video. Food for thought for the next one. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get the YouTube algorithms going so I can be found, because we all want to be found, right? So until next time, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening or weekend, depending on when you watch this. And stay tuned for the rest of the shower and bathroom remodel. Talk to y'all later. Bye.